Attention, everybody. The views and opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Axe Ministry, Axe Media Group, and or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits. Some of this content may be adult in nature, so please use discretion while watching with your kids. Good morning. Coming to you live from Axe or AMG Studios here in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's The Morning Drive. And Matt J with your host, Matt J. And that J is French for Steve.
Hi,
I'll get it eventually.
I'm J. Steve.
J. Steve. J. Steve.
You know what you're gonna? One day you're gonna go Matt, Steve, and it's gonna be Jay.
That's right. That's right. I'll get used to it. You have closed the door.
Who I was before. I can't believe I have this in my head now.
Well, you've only heard it about 1,000 times. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Steve. My name is Matt.
My name is Steve.
And we're glad to have everybody on board with us today. Jay is on his way back. We're really glad to hear about that. I got to speak with him for a while yesterday.
The man, the myth himself.
And the legend.
The legend.
Speaking of legends, today's topic. Little-known people who changed the world.
Ooh.
We're reading off of a top 10 list, and I've only read one of them on the list. So this is going to be interesting. Some really cool stuff here. There's some really cool stuff. Of course, then there's ads here.
There always has to be ads in those.
Yep. Reading these names is going to be great.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Like reading those names in the Bible. Or not quite that big and long and hard to say. Good morning, Larry.
Oh yeah, Larry Milton. Good to see you. Welcome
Larry
to the party.
Milton.
I need to get on here and like and share this video because it's important. Muy importante.
And by the way, for those of you who weren't on my watch parties because they no longer have watch parties,
It is election day. Go ahead. Sorry. Continue.
and you need to vote to get it back. No,
We're going to be giving Dennis Everson a hard time because he was number 11 this morning.
yes, Dennis
So,
Everson.
yeah.
He's no longer Dennis. He's voter number 11.
He's number 11. They should make a sitcom about him. So we got Susan Burrows on with us today. Good morning, Susan Burrows. And then, of course, so welcome to the Morning Drive. My name is Matt. Have I done?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
My name was Steve. Oh, yeah, I guess we did. Steve.
Steve,
Well,
I don't remember if we did that.
We can do it again.
Oh, no. I'm so sleepy right now. It's not even funny.
Well, did I wake you up when I called you earlier?
Actually, I had literally just woke up.
Yeah, because that sounded like I thought, uh-oh.
My alarm had just went off, and I when I remember my dreams, it's really, I've got sleep in my head, and it's really hard for me to get the sleep out.
Yeah, so,
And when I do get the sleep out, I'm like, yeah. So yesterday was a new day. It was great. It was weird because I told you guys all about that yesterday. I'm not going to bore you too much with it. But yeah, yesterday, the spring air felt and smelled so great.
it was so awesome yesterday.
You
It's
know,
going to be like summer today. That's why I got my shorts.
yeah, showing off your man legs there.
That's right. Man.
Better watch it. You might have don't let your leg be seen because we don't want any of the women to come up here and beat down this door
No.
because you're a married man.
That's true. And we're closed to the
And I
public.
don't wear shorts because of a lighting issue. It would be too bright in here. We'd have to actually get black lights in here
That's
to
why
dim
you
it
have
down.
sunglasses.
That's why I have the sunglasses. It's if I have to look down at my feet.
Yeah,
So.
the radiant glow or that radiant.
Jackie Melton says, "Hey Matt and Rev Mickey Mac, Jana Hale, hailing from Girolamo Land. It's good to see you. Welcome to the party. We miss you.
Good morning,
Julie
Julie.
Suter. Wow, boy, it is a huge crowd this morning. Steve
Yes.
Schultz.
Yeah, my buddy
So yeah,
Steve.
keep it up, keep it up. I need to share this video. I need to like it first. Actually, I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like the Mask when he's like, "She's so cool. I love it." You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
In The Mask,
Yes.
Jim Carrey, great movie.
It was.
PART. Why? Because I gotta. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So yeah, that's
I still love Pet Detective.
Oh yeah, Ace Ventura. It can be. You know, that's where I get my sense of humor from. Because I grew up
thought
watching
so.
movies like that. Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, but Mel Brooks is a genius.
Isn't that
at his
that's
comical?
a classic movie now?
Yes, it is. And I remember I recorded it because we had HBO, and I recorded it. Don't sue me. I didn't sell it. I just watched it over and over again.
Good that you made sure that was touched.
Yeah. You know, I did it for my own viewing pleasure. It was amazing.
Julie said that was good.
Was it? Oh, my impression?
Yeah.
Of which one?
I don't know which one were you talking about, Julie?
Oh,
Probably
The Mask.
yeah.
But
Smoking.
smoking. Yeah, I'm not as good at The Mask as I am Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah, you're really good.
Alrighty then. That's one of my favorites. Captain's log, star date 2039.9. Rounded off to the nearest decimal point. We've traveled back in time to save an ancient species from total annihilation.
That was good.
So far, no signs of aquatic life, but I'm going to find it. 5.
Mask. She said mask.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and Janice said mask was awesome. Yes, it was.
I love The Mask. So yeah, it's almost impersonation day. Today we're going to talk about little-known people who changed the world.
And none of those people that you just mentioned, I don't think they changed the world.
No, they didn't. Well, I mean, they
tried.
They changed children's worlds. The Mask was something that's like, okay, so Jim Carrey was a perfect person to play The Mask because he himself is a living cartoon. Like, have you seen him? He can, like, his face stretches into all these different characters and stuff, and it's like,
Did you ever see Mad TV?
even though he's Canadian.
Mad TV, I think that's where.
Yeah,
no,
it was. It was
Is that
Matt
where
TV.
he came from? That's what I thought.
He was Fire Marshal Bill,
Yep.
and that bodybuilder chick.
Yep.
Like, can't help but notice that bulge in your pants there. It's like, that's where I keep my chewing tobacco. It's just so terrible. It was terrible. It was a terrible,
It was a terrible
terribly
show.
funny show. Very inappropriate humor. Anyways, so today, coming in at number 10, I'm going to have fun pronouncing this. Herschel Grinspan. Grinspan. Okay, Herschel Grinspan. Not span, Span. All right, so
Pan.
one of the pillars of the Nazi platform was to scapegoat and persecute the Jewish people. Of course, they had bigger plans for the Jews, obviously. Notably, they wanted to systematically exterminate them. But they needed a reason to move on to the next phase, and that reason would come in 1938. 17-year-old Herschel Grinspan was a German-born Jew. After the rise of the Nazi Party, he moved to France, where he lived in exile, and he couldn't find work because he was not a legal citizen. And he was worried that if he did get a job, that it would draw too much attention and he would be sent back to Germany. On November 7th, in 1938, he purchased a gun and a box of ammunition. Okay, so we're talking about that now. If you buy a gun and a box of ammunition, you'll probably have to, you get a second mortgage on your house
Exactly.
to do so. You wouldn't be able to find that much ammo right now.
No, I think they're all sold. They used to be sold out.
Well, he went to the German embassy. He walked up to the Nazi German diplomat, Ernst von Rath, and shot him 5 times, and von Rath died 2 days later. On the day that he died, Joseph Goebbels gave the speech and used the assassination as proof of how dangerous Jewish people were. The speech was led directly to the Kristallnacht. I don't know how to say it.
Oh, that was
Also known as the Night of Broken Glass.
Good try.
One night of speech throughout Germany. 200 synagogues were destroyed. Okay, so this caused a lot of issues. And it was known as the start of the Holocaust. So this guy assassinated somebody. and he did survive the war. Gunspended, however, he has been confirmed, and his true fate is unknown. So this guy bought a box of bullets and a gun and went into the German embassy and shot this guy 5 times. And how tough was this Von Rath guy that he got shot 5 times and took him 2 days to pass?
Not very well. That's the only tough part of it, but he wasn't very tough.
Henry Ford said, "Let there be house power,"
and it was good.
and it was good until John Deere came around. Oh. Horsepower. I think he meant horsepower.
Yeah, he did.
I said,
I was thinking house power.
We got it. We got it now. We figured that out.
Yeah. Got it, Larry. You're the man.
Let's see who's next. Rolling in at number 9, Abraham Flexner, the most influential person in training new doctors, wasn't a doctor at all. Did you know that?
No.
Abraham Flexner was an educator who was the founder and director of a preparatory college in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh.
And in 1908, he published The American College, a Criticism, which had suggestions and criticisms of how college in the United States should be taught. A lot of people dismissed it, thinking Flexner had no idea what he was talking about. But it did catch the attention of the Carnegie Foundation, which, you'll see them in, Ozark Public Television, things like that, all those different educational videos, who commissioned Flexner to look into 155 medical colleges in the United States and Canada. His study resulted in the Flexner Report, which had a massive effect on the way medical schools were run and are run today. One of the big changes he suggested was to stop doing so many lectures to medical students and to get them more hands-on and practical experience. He also recommended that the standards for the admittance should be raised and that they should get rid of all for-profit schools. In the end, they ended up adopting all of his suggestions, thus creating the foundation of the modern School of Medicine. He also thought that a lot of schools were in rough shape, so he recommended that 2/3 of them be shut down within 25 years. The number of med schools dropped from 155 to 66. Most of them were the ones Flexner said needed to close. So he changed the way they taught medical school, and he wasn't even a doctor. But
yes,
I agree with all the stuff he said. Medicine should not be considered for profit.
No, it should be.
Although, let's face it, it's one of the better paying jobs of the in the market. But it's also one of the most stressful and highest liability jobs out there, really. That, other people's lives are in danger like that, you're in danger of, losing a life, getting sued, things like that. Malpractice suits and things like that.
Yeah, that's one of the highest suits,
Henry Ford and John Deere did change the world, but they're not little known. They're very well known. These are little known people, Larry. People that I have never heard of until right now, like Malcolm McLean. He was born into North Carolina family. This is number 8, by the way. 1914. During the Great Depression, he started a small trucking company, which grew to have over 1,700 trucks by the 1950s. What always struck McLean as a waste was when a ship came to port and the merchandise had to be uploaded and then loaded onto trucks. McLean thought, wouldn't it be great if you could just move the container from the boat to the truck? He decided to pursue the idea in the 1950s, and he sold his share of the truck business for $6 million and then secured a loan from the bank for $42 million. Others say $500 million. But he bought 2 old oil tankers, and he spent the rest on retrofitting tankers on docking and repair facilities in Port Newark, New Jersey. When he was done in April 1956, the Ideal X was 30 feet long and held 58 boxes. McLean's shipping containers caught on because it was a way more efficient, which saved money, and the sealed containers made it harder for the dock workers to steal from the trucks. Soon after, other dockyards were retrofitted to handle the shipping containers, and 40 years later,
Makes sense.
they were the norm. In 1996, about 90% of all trade in the world is transported by shipping containers on ships that were specifically designed to carry them. McLean sold his share of the shipping company in 1969 for $160 million. Afterwards, he dabbled in different things, and he spent most of his time on his pig farm, where he worked until he died in 2001. Despite revolutionizing the world of trade and being a major contributor to globalization, McLean is relatively unknown today. I had no idea. I just thought that was just something that was there, that people had.
You know, I lived on a pig farm too. I did.
Yeah? So you had a lot of bacon and pork and like pork chops and stuff.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was different.
Was it?
No, it didn't taste any depending on how you cooked it.
So what's this? Did you ever yell the suey thing? Is that a real thing? Is that
I heard the guy that was the
Is
guy,
that how you call the pigs?
Yeah.
You say suey?
Yeah, a lot of them. I heard the guy early in the morning, 7 a.m. Suey. It's like, why? It's 7 o'clock.
Is that kind of like a rooster?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
crowing in the morning?
Yeah, only you hear the pigs squealing, especially if you know
Let me see that
they're
again.
being taken.
Is that like a rooster crowing in the morning? He's not listening.
He's in another.
The
zone.
rooster is not listening. He should have crowed by now.
I thought he was going to be watching the show.
He's not. Apparently.
Apparently, because he was
Disappointed. We're disappointed in you, Johnny.
Yeah, because we would have heard a crowing by now.
Man, I am so tired. My eyes are like going crossed over here. All
All
right.
you know, Larry Melton said he changed the world. He was
Born in Ohio.
Yeah. Okay.
He said he put a 28-foot sailboat in a pond. Woo, pig, Jackie said. Now, are you talking to your husband like that, Jackie?
Oh
Just
man,
kidding.
that's mean.
Horsepower horsepower on wheels. Woo, pig. That's going to be funny. So, suey, that's like a real thing.
Yeah, it really is. But you don't hear it very often. You really don't. But if you live on a pig farm, you'll hear it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It was temporary. I didn't live. I lived in a trailer on a pig farm. So the landlord was the pig farmer.
All right. So we're getting ready to have a moment of commercial. If I can get this done right, I'm going to try and do this without. There, let me.
Laughing.
Boop. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this moment to hear a word from our sponsors. It's about 2 minutes and 50 seconds long. And so
We'll see you on the flip side.
just remember that you can advertise with us. You can advertise with us at 417-894-3870 to find out how. Real quick, one thing I did forget to do, which I feel kind of silly about this because I should remember it. There's got to be an easier way. There's got to be an easier way to do this, and we're going to be working on that throughout these next few weeks. Because we've got today coming up after our show is going to be the learning curve, as we call it, where we try new things out and try to mess it up. So first things first, let's get rid of that. And then let's go here and go ahead and send you on over to the video here. So there you go.
When my kids had never seen Star Wars, so we started with episode 1.
Yeah.
We went to episode 2, and we did it over different nights. We got to episode 3. The reaction they had to Anakin was like, "He's Darth Vader! Oh no!" They were like all upset and horrified. Well, we didn't get that because we knew ahead of time that he was going to be Darth Vader. We forget that that's part of the excitement of the original 3 was we didn't know, you know. So, but that's me. I love that stuff.
The Romans, the religious leaders, they slaughtered him. Was he that lamb? The Passover lamb.
That's why I always ask her for tips on cleaning. She knows how to do it, that's for certain. Especially when certain husbands do the spilling.
Hi, my name is Regina Smith. I am a social worker with Nightlight Christian Adoptions. Nightlight is a local nonprofit adoption agency, and we're licensed in 10 states.
What can you say about Nightlight?
What really attracted me to Nightlight is that they are really big on supporting birth mothers, and we wanted to make sure that our child, Henry's mom, was well taken care of no matter what. This wasn't something where we were just looking to get a baby. We were looking to expand our family, and that's everybody involved. His family, his birth family, and then our son. Nightlight Christian Adoptions offers international adoption programs in nearly 20 different countries. Some families find a child through our website, The Adoption Bridge. On The Adoption Bridge, we have profiles of children who are waiting to be adopted. Some of these children are from other countries, so sometimes families come to us because they've identified a specific child that they're hoping to adopt.
Da 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 da.
And we're back. So we're glad to have you guys back with us today. Let me go ahead and fix this up real quick and put our title back up there. That's pretty important.
Yeah, just to let you know that you hear that suey a lot during a Razorback game.
During a Razorback game. It's almost like the Razorbacks are pigs or something.
Yeah, that's what they are. It's the mascot for in Arkansas there. And I'm sure you knew that.
I did.
So I don't know. I don't even know why I said it.
Yeah, just out of habit.
Yeah, you just want me to.
Give you an opportunity.
Well,
Number
thank
7
you.
on our list today.
Okay.
Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky.
Wow. Good job.
Yeah, well, Daniel Kahneman, and that's Kahneman, pictured above, and Amos Tversky are a team of psychologists. So technically, the list should be 11 lesser-known people that changed the world. But as Michael Lewis explains in his book, The Undoing Project, Kahneman and Tversky were such close friends that they worked so well together that it was as if they shared one brain, albeit a super brain. They met in the 1960s in the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, and their collaborative and incredibly influential work between 1971 and 1979 focused on two very distinct themes: judgment and decision-making. Judgment is weighing magnitudes and probabilities, such as, what are the odds that I'll get the job that I'm sort of qualified for? And where decision-making... Sorry. Okay. The decision-making is how we choose, which is what happens all the time. For example, will I accept this job? What Kahneman and Tversky found out was people don't think like statisticians.
Statisticians. I think that's
not even trained statisticians think like logical statisticians. How many times can they say this word?
Wow, 3 times.
When it comes to judgment and decision making, instead people respond to something called heuristics, which is mental shortcuts that the human brain has developed that make us focus on only one aspect of complex problems. At first, they identified 3 heuristics, but more have been identified in the ensuing years. The first heuristic is availability. An example, what is more common in the United States? Suicide by gun or homicide by gun? Even though suicide is more common, many people think that the gun homicides happen more often. Oh, I got all tangled up there.
Woo. Close.
Yeah, I've got to figure out how to fix that, make it to where it's not so dangerous. Anyways, where was that? Even though suicide, that's because people think that gun deaths, they remember, people think about that's because when people think about gun deaths, they remember homicide by guns because they are reported in the news quite frequently. On suicide by gun and suicide by gun is infrequently mentioned. The second heuristic is representative. It works like this. Jeff has tattoos, plays the guitar, teenagers listen to him, and he spends many of his evenings in bars. Is it more likely that Jeff, a professional musician or a teacher, is it more likely that Jeff, I'm having a hard time reading today, a professional musician or a teacher? Based on the description, many people would pick musician. But statistically, it's more likely that he is a teacher because in society, there are an overwhelming amount of teachers compared to professional musicians. Another example of the representative of heuristic, is a gambler's fallacy. If you flip a coin 9 times and it lands head, tails, head, tails, head, tails, head, tails, heads, some people may guess the 10th flip will be tails, but the prior flips actually have no effect on the impact of the 10th flip.
Interesting.
Yeah. The final heuristic was proposed by Kahneman and Tversky in Anchoring and Judgment. That is where a person has a starting point that is familiar and then adjust from there. For example, let's say that someone asks you, is the population of Nigeria higher or lower than 15 million people? You answer whatever you think it is, and then they ask, well, what do you think the specific amount of citizens are in Nigeria? You probably would guess somewhere around 15 million people. Kahneman and Tversky's 1979 paper, Prospect Theory, an analysis of a decision under risk, was revolutionary in the world of behavioral economics and forever changed the social sciences. Okay, so we're going to move on from that. It's got my eyes going a little squirrely there.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of reading on that one.
Big time news.
What do you have to say about that?
It's interesting how these little known people are really known in their own world, but then
Well, they're known in ours, just we don't know where. Like the shipping containers.
we don't know the background.
Right. Like shipping containers, everybody knows about shipping containers, but they don't know what started them.
Right.
Now we do. And knowing's half the battle.
Yeah, that's true. And we want to make sure that you know too.
That's right. So we got about 9 minutes before we get set up. We're going to be playing around with the
Larry Meltone.
You and Jay and Steve changed the world whenever you joined Northwest Church. You changed mine. Oh, Larry, you're a sweetheart.
Oh,
I love that Larry.
love you, Larry.
He's definitely an uplifter. Him and his wife, too. She's so sweet. Jackie is so sweet.
She has been such a great help to me.
She's so sweet. She gives me a toothache.
Oh, man. That's love.
That's sweet right there, buddy.
That's sweet.
Larry, you are too, buddy. So,
But I don't want to say Larry and Jackie give me a toothache, but you know what? They're sweet as candy.
they're very sweet. They're sweet as candy.
See,
Not sugar-free candy.
No, the real thing.
You don't want to eat too much sugar-free candy.
No, they're the real thing. Forget about sugar-free.
Yeah. So, again, I apologize for my sleepiness today.
That's okay. I just figured I said, oh, well, I woke the guy up, but that's good. I wasn't sure if you were here at the studio.
No, my alarm, it just went off. Because what it is I go home at 6, and then take a really short nap.
Power nap.
And they are not long enough. They are not long enough. I could stay in bed and sleep all day long. But I come here. I've dedicated, at least 4 hours of time here every day. So that's why these 12-hour shifts.
I could, but I choose to be here.
Yeah, you could be. Sometimes you do choose to stay in bed, but that's okay. We're okay with that. It happens. You have to drive from Brasson.
And you see, when I choose to stay in the bed, I have no choice. It's like,
You call me, you're like, oh, I'm not going to make it. Or your wife calls me, hey, Matt, this is Rachel. Steve's not going to be able to come today. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
I understand.
Yeah, no problem. Just tell them we love them, and yeah, okay. I'm like, wow, that's really nice of Matt. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
And just like tomorrow morning, it's going to be stressful enough going to the stress test.
Hedy Lamar.
No, this is not a stress test. This is a stressless. It could be a stressless.
Now, where's this at? Is this at do you have to do a stress test?
Yeah, at the Heart Center in Brasson.
Okay, so it's going to be a chemical stress test.
Yes.
Which they basically inject stuff into you and force you into a panic attack, essentially. That's what that is. So
They want to see, and I've only done one treadmill stress test, but the rest of them have all been, it's been a few years since I've done a chemical one, but they can be pretty stressful.
well, yeah, they are, because it bumps your heart rate up really high, and we have people out there talking.
I thought she was going to get ready to talk to us.
I thought she was coming in here. You're right.
So did I. Anyway, yeah.
When are you moving to Springfield? Steve Schultz asks.
July.
July.
July. And I just talked to my general manager, and she's leaving at the end of April to move to Florida with her new husband.
Yeah.
But she said that all you have to do is just present a letter from a doctor to them, and that'll take me out of the what do they call it? Not the buyout, but it's a certain thing that they that you have to buy, or buyout. That's what it is, a buyout. And they charge you for however many months you've got left. They charge you for that.
So you may as well keep it if you have to do a buyout.
Yeah, but see, the only thing that's going to save me from that is the doctor's letter.
Gotcha.
But I'll be going
Johnny Rooster in the background saying what?
Energy reminder. I know you're doing awesome, by the way. This show is awesome.
Well, thank you, Johnny.
I know you're.
Yeah. Energy reminder, he says. Why, you notice my eyes are starting to get kind of... It's really hard.
because of what he's drinking. Remember?
Yeah, no. That should be doing the opposite. But, you drink it so much, it just doesn't...
It's no longer an effect. It no longer has an effect.
I remember thinking, man, I have to pee,
People take higher doses of a certain chemical, and it's not a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've actually slowed down on them, believe it or not.
Help you.
So...
Anyway, you're doing so
Well,
well.
I need to go get my energy
Your mind
drink.
is starting to.
Jay don't have a tail.
There you go.
That's what it says. He'll have tales to tell, won't he? Talking about, hang on, let me see.
The fans love Jay.
Oh, Jackie's saying he'll have tales to tell, won't he? And
When
Larry-
does our buddy Jay get back? Probably Sunday. Monday at the latest.
They miss Jay.
Oh yeah, we all miss Jay.
we do.
It's a big hit.
Oh yeah.
When I see
He-
there's no little green coat in the corner, I'm not happy.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, they really miss him at church.
Yeah. And I talked to him yesterday, and he's like, "Man, I'm so sorry I left you guys alone on Easter of all." But if he didn't do it, he wouldn't have
But
time
you
to
know
do
what? Pastor did the best he could.
it. It always okay. When there's a sound issue, and we look in the back, and we see Pastor Travis and Pastor Paul back there scrambling. I mean, I know that in my headphones, Brenda's mic went super loud and just like blew everything away. I think they were actually turning that up instead of the actual.
But you know
in-house,
what? You guys, Pastor Travis and Pastor, they really try their best to be there. You know, hey,
Hold on a second.
Jay don't have a tail. Jackie says Jay don't have a tail.
I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about.
I'm lost. Anyway.
Well, I was just trying to see what Jim Whining is talking about.
Oh. See, you're getting a text, and I was reading.
Oh, yeah. Tail, Larry, language. Tail,
Larry language.
Larry, language. Yeah, it's funny.
I got that. I got that. I've been around Jackie and long enough to know what that means.
All right, so moving on.
Love you, Jackie.
Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr.
Oh, that
This
sounds
is
like
number 5.
Okay.
If you're a classic film buff, and that includes references made in Blazing Saddles,
Oh.
which is another Mel Brooks movie that I'm surprised that they haven't canceled that out. Super funny.
That movie was
You
the
may
classic.
know who Hedy Lamarr is because of the 1930s, 1940s. She starred in some well-known movies, including Boomtown with Clark Gable and Samson and Delilah with Victor Mature. Supposedly, she was the first choice of a producer to play Lisa Lund in Casablanca, but the part unfortunately went to Ingrid Bergman. Bergman. While she's almost certainly the most famous person on our list, Lamarr didn't change the world because she starred in some old movies, though. Instead, it was her hobby that changed the world. In her spare time, Lamarr liked to work on inventions.
Ooh.
She was at the height of her acting career, and she wanted to help with the war effort. Specifically, she wanted the Allies. She wanted to help the Allies come up with a communication system that couldn't be intercepted by the enemies. So she and her friend, composer George Antheil, presented an idea for something they called the secret communication system.
I think I know what that is.
It was a system that would change radio frequencies in a programmed method. And if someone was listening, they would hear snippets before it changed to a different frequency. Neat.
Cool.
So,
Very nice.
oh, it's time for us to get out of here.
It sure is.
So that means I'm excited about that because I have to go to the bathroom.
I think that was TMI, folks.
Well, TMI. You know, when you're here, you're American. When you're Bathroom,
You're
European.
Russian.
European.
Well, I thought it was, you're Russian to get to the European.
Oh,
Anyway, moving on.
that's funny. All right, continuing on with that.
I won't be here tomorrow. Sorry, folks, but I will be back on Thursday.
Good. We'll be glad to have you. So, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the Morning Drive today. We'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. Be sure and tune in next for The Learning Curve, followed by Steve Albrecht and the Crime Time. Whether it'll be a classic episode or not, I need to get in touch with him and find out.
Wow.
What?
I got a snowball thrown at
It's a
me.
good thing he's not a baboon. That wouldn't have been a snowball. Anyways, so until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt.
My name is Steve.
Say that again.
My name is Steve.
And this has been The